too many men just give away their attention. You know what I'm saying? They just give away their attention to, quite frankly, not to sound mean spirited, but to unworthy women, right? And there's unworthy women and there's unworthy men, okay? So I'm not just picking on young ladies. You feel what I'm saying? Shit, hell, you could even be giving your attention to unworthy dudes as well. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean or friends that don't mean good, right? But right now I'm talking about when it comes to, you know, dynamics of male and female. You feel me? And many, if not the overwhelming majority, including myself in the past. So I'm guilty of this too. I'm not like sitting here acting like I'm just this perfect, I've never done this before. But the overwhelming majority of men are giving their attention to unworthy women. And this whole time, right? This whole time, there is a chick that is actually interested in you, but you're over here giving your attention to the wrong broads and you just giving it out in abundance. All right. And I'm gonna get right into it. First of all, this is Tarik Talks. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. So dig these blues. Y'all, you have to be extremely careful to the type of chick that you give your attention to. Okay? Because we all know this. If we've been perusing and browsing these YouTube streets, so to speak, of the Manosphere and all this good stuff, we know. And even from real life experience, right? We didn't have to watch no damn video to know that females like attention. They'll sit there and they'll Snapchat you, if anyone even uses that. I don't know. Does anyone even still use Snapchat? I haven't used that shit in like 2 years. You feel me? But IG, IG back and forth and DM back and forth and all that good shit. They'll do that with a guy for ages and not have not even the slightest bit of interest in him. And the guy is doing this willingly, right? Every time he asks to get together with the chick, she's talking about, no, I don't have time. And the funny thing about it is she's steady texting him every damn day, but she never has time to meet up with him, And a lot of guys never stop to think, hold on, something isn't adding up. You have time to text me for hours a day, right? Or you have time to just hang out with me, right? Hang out and stuff like that. But you don't have the time to, my bad, my phone just slipped. But you don't have the time to be intimate, right? You don't have time for sex. And let's just be honest, that's what guys want, right? And if the chick is not down with that, fellas, let me tell y'all something. Do not ever let no broad, right, try to be like, oh, that's all you want from me and stuff. Look, mama, if you don't want to do it, that's completely up to you, right? I straight up and look, fellas, the same thing I'm telling you guys is the same thing I tell chicks that try to pull this stunt off, right? And for the ones that actually genuinely like me and the ones that are actually intimately interested in me as well, this whole speech never even comes out to them, right? When I'm like, hey, look, let's go back to my spot, or, I start kissing and, escalating stuff, they do it right back, right? They're more than happy. They are more than happy to escalate right back, right? So I don't have to, this whole speech isn't coming out to them, right? But for a chick that, you try to escalate with, all of a sudden now it's like, oh no, I don't have time for this, and I don't want to do this and all that. I'm not that type. We've all heard that shit before, and I'm a lady and stuff like that. I say, hey, look, the only thing that I tell them is I respect that. And then they're looking at me like, what next? And I'm like, well, you can leave. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't tell it that bluntly. You feel me? But I straight up, I get the message across. I'll be like, well, I'ma just chill. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You can, you can leave if you want. You know what I'm saying? And they'll start arguing with me, right? They'll try to argue like, oh, this and that. I'm like, look, like I said, like I said, no hard feelings at all. That's honestly how I feel. It's no hard feelings because I know it's a chick out there that is down to do it, right? From prior experiences, prior life experiences, and just how it is, right? There is a chick that does want to do it. So I'm like, no hard feelings, you know? And bam, that's the end of that. And they never hear from me ever again. Now, sometimes they text me back, sometimes they don't. Either way, here's what's gonna happen, right? I'm gonna get to it, right? And when I say get to it, I'm talking about getting, making sure my financial, mental, and physical health is right. I'm doing that regardless. I'm doing that no matter what. Rain, hail, sleet, snow, all 4 seasons. I'm gonna get to it. You feel me? That's regardless, right? Or I'm getting fresh, right? I know it sounds superficial, but fuck it. Or I'm researching ways to better myself, okay? And one thing I recommend y'all to listen to is a book called Cybernetics. Psycho-cybernetics. And it's pretty much, it tells you how to rewire your brain to think positively, right? It's kind of like speaking things into existence, but it's more realistic in a sense that you actually take action. But while you're taking action, you tell yourself, I can do it, right? It's like how you program a computer. You program your brain to do better in what you're trying to accomplish, right? Little side note. Or like I alluded to earlier, I'm interacting with a young lady that does want to get intimate, that does want to have sex, okay? But one thing I'm not going to do is keep interacting with this female. Straight up. One thing I'm not going to do is keep interacting with her because, first of all, I'm not obligated to, right? First of all, there's nowhere written, there's nowhere in the rule book of life that says you have to keep interacting with a chick if she doesn't want to do what you want to do, right? So bam, she's out. Like she's a distant memory. She's a grain in the vast desert. She's a grain of sand in a vast thing in a vast desert we call life, right? She's just a grain of salt. That's it. She gone with the wind. Now, like I said, if she calls or texts back and is like, hey, look, I want to come through or something, which has happened before, then yeah, cool. But other than that, moving on. But see, what a lot of guys do is they keep giving their attention to this same chick that's playing them. And yes, fellas, this chick is playing you, right? She's playing you because she's making you feel like you're obligated to keep talking to her and you're obligated to keep giving her your attention. No, you're not. Because your attention, your time, you get paid for your attention and your time. It's called work. You get paid for that. Did y'all ever stop to think and realize that you get paid for your time? That's why your job pays you. Let me ask you something. Would you go to your job, right? Let me ask you a serious question. Would you go to a job or your workplace and just work there for free for the hell of it? Oh, I'm just giving my time and attention just because, right? And then your boss, when you try to quit, when you're like, man, y'all ain't paying me shit, I'm quitting. Your boss or supervisor is like, oh, you're just gonna quit like that? So you mean you don't come to work just to work hard? All you care about is the money? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You would look at that supervisor or boss like they're a fucking idiot. You will be looking at them like, duh, like what are you talking about? So why the hell don't you take the same approach with these chicks? Right? They're making you do all this stuff and they're not giving you shit in return. That's honestly how my mind state is, right? This analogy is not something that I just made up. It's actually how I think. You feel me? It's actually something that I honestly think. Like, I look at her stupid, like, yeah, like, what do you think I'm talking to you for? Like, to be friends? Like, how old are we? Are we in middle school? Like, no, like, fuck, like friends, like, fuck, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm not a little kid. Like, What do you want me to do? Text you cute text messages and send you cute little notes, you know, that says I like you on it and stuff, like we're still in grade school. You know, that's what I be thinking about it. And I know someone is thinking, hey, look, you kind of sound superficial right now, Tarik. Of course, it's not all about the intimate part, right? Of course, I want to get to know her, and of course, I like the company of a pretty young lady, right? I like a female's company. I like that feminine energy, okay? And I love it, actually. But if it doesn't involve getting intimate, then she could keep it, all right? When we get intimate, when we do what we do, right? When we smash, which is what I want and which is what most men want, yeah, I'll be more than happy take you out on a nice sunny day, right? Nice sunny Saturday, nice Sunday, whatever. Enjoy our time. You feel me? Get drinks, get something to eat, play pool, whatever, that walk in a park, whatever, all that little cutesy shit. But if it doesn't involve, you know, what I want, which is to smash, right? Let's not even beat around the bush. I'm blunt. Like if we not smashing, baby, you could kick rocks on a motherfucking highway for all I care, right? You could hop on the I-10, you could hop on Interstate 10 and kick rocks, because the last thing you finna do is keep talking to me, right? I'm already lining somebody else up. And that's just, it sounds cold-hearted, bro, but you're just wasting your time. Back to the work analogy. You wouldn't go to a job that doesn't pay you. Oh, you mean you only come to this job for money? Yeah. Fuck you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, and I've actually heard this shit from bosses before. Oh, you have to do it for more than the money. Man, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not getting paid, you know what I'm saying? You could kiss my whole ass. So you need to have that same mind state and stop giving your attention all willy-nilly. Hope y'all like the video, man. Peace.